So they are the Hollies, and that was from a time when FM radio was very straightforward. Somebody would come round the FM studio and say, "Here's a new single, and we'd like you to play it," and that was very clear. Whereas nowadays we have social media. Who knows what's going on with that? How legitimate it is, and we have YouTube, for example, and on the Facebook page, the Wild Show Facebook page, I've put a link to a story about music. There's a report about music, came out earlier this week, I think, and it says YouTube has got to be sorted out because there are streaming music services that are paying out something and doing very well, and YouTube is possibly doing even better, but not paying enough to the musicians. And JD is here. I was just suggesting to him he ought to be writing a book. I don't know what you've thought about that, JD.
Well, that'd be too many trees to cut down. So.
Well, it might not be. No, it might not have to be an actual physical book.
An online one? How about that?
Well,
an online one.
Yeah, because if we start making more videos, if we pay out money for some lighting in the studio, and you actually say a bit more.
Explain. We don't have any lights in the studio. We're in the dark. So
well,
are you over there?
It's not enough for video, is it? We have established this. We have established if we want to do video, we're going to have to rent some lighting. And then you could say something that the public would be prepared to pay for. Do you think?
Well, I don't know. It depends on what... If it's just the same as everything else,
yeah,
you pay something and you just you get restricted every way, then I don't go for that.
No. So you don't think that would work?
Not really, no. It depends on what you do. If you like a radio station, you have to pay everything to be there, whether it's your subs or the licensing law. It's
well, yes, no. There's a lot of costs in radio, without a doubt, and there's no advertising as such on Phonic FM 106.8 in the extra area.
Do you want me? I can advertise you.
We can advertise each other, JD. but we've got to try and work around the same problem everybody else is trying to work around, which is because YouTube just seems to be set up quite strangely with respect to streaming services, because they argue that it's the fans who are uploading stuff. Now you've got people like Vivo who are putting up new releases, and presumably they want to...
Some of it's live, right, and then you get to play it and it doesn't play, so you can't really see it. So it's for instance, if it was live and then you watched it the next day, it wouldn't be there because it's not live.
No.
So it's whether or not we allow a live.
Well, this is live streamed events.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
An example is I suppose what's happened in Eden Project.
Yeah.
Because they did a live thing there.
Yeah.
But then they put it up a few days ago afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is good. But why still have the live stuff there when you can't play it? That's the confusing bit.
Well, perhaps they just sort of think, I mean, if it's a new album or something, perhaps they want you to know about it, but now they think you've had 10 days to go out and buy it, so why haven't you?
Well, if you haven't done that, then you shouldn't be there, should you, after 10 days?
Well, I don't know. It's very difficult. I think it is difficult because all these things cost something to get together.
Yeah, I understand that bit, but you and I can get our little mobile phone out, and we can do a film.
Yes.
Whatever we like to do.
Yes.
And we can put it up on YouTube, or we can put it on the other medium, which you can do live. I'm always seeing DJs doing live things. Yeah, we can do that, but we're sort of. I think we're just getting to a bit of a crux. Or I feel I am, because I've been doing a lot of video
of performances, music performances, and you can do that. Well, I've started to use the phone, but the phone really is only suited to quite short ones. So I've used the Kodak ZI8, which is a very, very much a blogger's sort of camera, but that's quite a good camera. You get good results on that. And I've got a Panasonic device which cost hundreds of pounds. Several hundreds of pounds.
People don't want to pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds. They want to pay under 100 quid and do everything. That's what it is.
Well, that's one way of doing it. But it seems to me like YouTube video, there's no reason why it shouldn't be at a very high level. So the Radio 1 Academy, they were here.
Yeah.
They took over our main auditorium, turned it into a studio. I mean, there was an audience there as well, but no normal concert would have half the space used up for lights and things.
But I think because the BBC have a licensing contract,
they have a licensing thing,
and that's the whole thing. You can put, but even so, even the ones which I watched on YouTube were BBC as well.
The BBC put quite a lot up there.
Yeah, they put quite a lot up there because they have the right to, or whatever, for the production of it.
Yeah. And also, well, you say a licence fee, but if you thought of that as a subscription, well, if you were prepared to pay £10 a month to Phonic Video or something, I don't know, would people pay £10 a month? We could do quite a lot of video if all the people in Devon paid us £10 a month.
How and what you do, I think.
Well, how do you sort of leap out of where we are at the moment, which is there is quite a lot of video of Exeter bands or Devon bands in performance, which they don't seem to mind. They're quite happy with that. Maybe when they get famous and they're under contract to Warner Brothers, it will be different. But we don't know. At the moment, it seems okay. Well, look, I'm going to give you an example, JD. I recently uploaded a video I did last weekend on the storyteller. The storyteller who's on the show before this one told a story about Dragon Kra. I've got the name right now, and I shall be correcting that on YouTube later on. Kraa. So this was the last appearance of this particular dragon, and it was all done in one take. I didn't edit it, I just uploaded it. So you might say, well, that's not a very high level video, there's no titles on it, and since I got the dragon's name wrong, that's probably just as good. But anyway, he's going to be telling stories with Widseth and Deal on Halloween, end of October.
Right.
In the Voodoo Lounge upstairs.
Okay.
And that's the same space the Radio 1 Academy did some video from. So in theory, we could get enough equipment in there and make a really good performance video of some Halloween stories. Well, then what do we do? Is there any way we can recover any money from it, do you think?
Go back to bed.
Because if we just put it up on YouTube, which we might do, then a few more people may come to the next Phonic benefit, which is a good thing. But that's why I think you should be writing a book.
I should be writing a book?
Yes.
I should do a programme.
Well, no.
Write a book.
I think a book, you see, it's socially acceptable to charge money for a book.
Really?
It is. People are used to that.
Are they really?
They are.
I don't.
You don't charge money for a book, or you don't pay money for a book?
I don't read books.
What, not at all?
I haven't read a book for years, no. I prefer to find my thing on the internet, and that's how I get little bits of it and put it together myself and say, well, that's just somebody else's personal view. Yeah. So if you
you don't mind that you're not getting the whole book, all the sort of sampler chapters and so forth, you put them all together and you've got a rough idea.
I don't need that, because it's sort of a waste of time, really. You might, if you're going to get your own conclusion from, so say, if you give me a question, okay, and then I answer it, and that's only my personal view. It's not Joe Bloggs down the street.
No. So in your life so far, your experience of radio, if you were to write it all down, would it fill 30 or 40 pages?
A matchbox.
A matchbox. Don't worry about the trees, JD. It doesn't have to be in hard copy. It would just be a PDF file or something that people would pay a couple of quid for.
That's what I say. You can get it free.
No, JD, I don't think you followed my argument.
No.
Look, we can carry on as we are.
Carry on. We
can carry on with our camera phones and leaving the audience to work it out for themselves how to edit these things together. Because, okay, it gets to Halloween. Widseth and Dio are there. There's lots of rather frightening stories. The lighting is intended for that occasion, the live event, not necessarily the video. But maybe if you spent a bit of time and had the processing power, that could all be fixed. Lighting could magically appear on the computer sometime later.
It's quite simple. There's a light switch on the wall.
No. I don't think we're going to persuade the storyteller.
Switch the lights on.
No. The trouble is...
How do you get the power there?
Well, there is power. There's electricity out there.
Right.
No, Radio 1 didn't have any trouble. They've demonstrated that it's all possible. But you just had to persuade the storyteller some sort of compromise between the atmosphere of the live event and the requirements of video for the DVD or the giveaway or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's the problem, is actually getting it right, getting the contrast between us just talking to each other down here in the basement with no visual acceptance to something which you're going to put on YouTube or just on the net, and you have to have good lighting for it so that people can actually see the people.
Well, they need to see something, don't they? And then we've also got the sound problem, because the storyteller obviously does know about radio, understands the microphone is necessary for radio.
Yeah.
But in live performance, he would much rather reach the audience as far as he can see with his own voice.
Yes.
Getting a microphone up close to him, he may need to be persuaded about that. So that's another problem.
Do you think it's a problem?
Well, it's no, not necessarily. No. I mean, we can always just junk the sound from that and ask him to do it all again. later on.
Yeah, come down to the studio and say it.
Yeah. But it's all expense, JD. You see, that's why I think a book or something we could possibly charge for. Or the other thing I will just mention, because we've been nattering far too long. Lots of discussion about YouTube compared to the other streaming services. If you think, well, it is, isn't it? Because although they're just there as a platform, and people, other than record companies, the fans upload tracks and make little videos of all the tracks that they like, and that's certainly what I do, and I know other people do that. But somehow YouTube has got a database of all the stuff that the record companies know about, and everything is compared to this database, and the advertising ends up with the record companies, which is all fair enough. But if YouTube already has this database, why don't they just pull a switch and upload all of that?
Well, all the ones which you personally are not allowed to upload.
Well, I don't know whether I can upload it or not. But if I upload something and it says Warner Brothers has got the rights in this, they've don't worry about a thing, but there will be advertising on it, and the advertising revenue will go to Warner Brothers, and you've put some photographs on it or something. Or if a local band do a cover of something, the publishing rights, which is fair enough, may kick in. But all I'm saying is that YouTube already has a database of stuff that is claimed by somebody or other.
Well, they must do, because that's how it comes to you. If they've got a database, and you upload something, I don't know how it works actually, because you upload it and maybe the track's halfway through your piece. And how do they know it? Do you think?
Well, they have a very good robot, and the robot listens to everything.
They feed it extra coffee.
They give it extra coffee, and it listens to everything. Yes, the value we've added by saying, and this is another great track from Warner Brothers, and that was whatever.
Yeah.
And at that time it was called Electra Asylum or something. Some knowledgeable bit that we can say.
Well, that's what you need to know is as a broadcaster, is how much information you should give so everything's covered.
Well, we do that, but we also need. You see, the thing that they haven't mentioned is YouTube Red. In the United States, it's possible to pay a subscription to YouTube as a viewer of YouTube, and you won't get any advertising.
Oh, right.
And the people who supply the video get a proportion of that subscription income.
Well, that's what I found with your videos, is it was coming up on an app.
Yeah. So just to explain, these are ones we did. These are the ones we did in this studio. Of you introducing the tracks.
Right.
When we rented the lighting.
Right. So I couldn't do it through the app, so I've taken the app off because that's it just doesn't work. Right. So you now have to do it through Google Chrome or something like that because of the advertising. Yeah.
So the advertising is quite annoying, both for the producers and the audience, I think.
I would think so, yes.
So the subscription could be an alternative.
Yeah, if we take the sub off, trying to say that, then you probably wouldn't get that problem at all. You could use the app quite easily if you've paid the money. Yeah. But if you haven't paid the money, you've got to have the ads.
Yeah, that's about it, isn't it? So as far as we can tell, or we can carry on as we are, with rather low production standards.
That's your middle name, isn't it?
What, will low production standards video?
As low as you can get them.
Yeah. Anyway, look, we've been nattering far too long, Jody.
Really?
Yes, I think so. I'm going to play from YouTube. This is Johnny Gregg and featuring...
Not YouTube?
Yes, I'm going to play this from YouTube.
Right.
We have YouTube, a computer plugged into our desk. I played a CD already.
Right.
And now I'm going to play from YouTube.
Right. Okay.
And this track's called Mama Africa. This video came out this week, and it's a very good video. I think it's a high production level, and it might promote this track. It might get better known. It's Johnny Gregg. That's with one G as it's spelt here, Greg, featuring Joe Berg, and this track's called Mama Africa.